Hi everyone, I'm here again camping at my usual spot, the same as last time, and I will be hunting here in the same area. But the exciting thing is that I will be hunting for 5 days. Today is Monday, so it's from Monday through Friday, and I never get to do this because I'm a teacher, so I only have my weekends. I can't take vacation, but we have a week off from work. Another exciting thing is that it's snowing. You could see it behind me. It will actually be snowing tonight, tomorrow, and I think going into Wednesday. Hopefully the deer will start moving because I haven't seen anything on my trail cams for 2 weeks now. All this hunting pressure and hunting presence just made the deer retrieve further, and I was going to hike longer and stay longer and just do whatever I have to do. Another exciting thing is that I now have a new truck. I mean, it's not brand new, but it's new to me. It's actually a 2023, so it's still pretty new. I have a friend camping with me. He was going to hunt for squirrels and I think quail, and he just brought his shotgun, so he's not deer hunting, so there's no competition. Misha, the doggy, is right here waiting patiently. Right now it's about 5 o'clock. I am going to go out there for an evening hunt. This was very exciting, and I was full of anticipation because earlier that evening I saw a legal buck on my trail cam. After a couple of weeks of seeing nothing, this was great news. He has 2 small forks, so he's very small, but he is legal. So I was hoping that I would see him out there, but unfortunately didn't see anything. Stayed out until it got dark, and then it was time to head back and get ready for the next day. Made a campfire, enjoyed the evening. We had a nice dinner, and then it started snowing. And it kept snowing and kept snowing, and it did not stop until the next morning. Go, Misha, go. As you can see, there was no early morning hunt. There was no waking up at 5 and hunting at 6 o'clock. It was freezing cold. Even the dog wanted to come right back in. So we decided to just have some coffee, make breakfast, and think about what to do. So one choice would have been to drive up to the trailhead. I didn't want to chance that because it's uphill and then it's downhill, and I didn't know the conditions, and it's 2 miles away. And if we get stuck, there's no one to rescue us. And even though my truck is a 4-wheel drive, you can still get stuck in the snow. This is not an off-road vehicle. I don't have wide tires, so didn't want to chance that. The second option would have been to hike up to the trailhead, but that's hiking in the snow 4 miles round trip, not even counting hiking out to hunt. So that just didn't sound very smart. So we decided to drive out to the main road, and we did get stuck quite a few times. I had to shovel a lot of snow, I tell you that, and it was very frustrating. We were never in any danger, but it started snowing, so we decided to turn back, and it kept snowing all day and all night, and we just waited it out. And this is how we spent our Tuesday. Go, Misha, go. Go. Everything was so beautiful. I love the look of the white snow, the blue sky, and the sun. And it was just amazing. But besides the visuals, our outlook for the day was also more positive because there was going to be no more snow. It was snowing for 36 hours, and now this is it. So, whatever we shovel, it won't be snowed over. And it was actually going to be warming up already. So, I looked at the tracks. There were some people who drove up already, so that was already a good sign. And I decided to look at it and see if my truck would make it. So the plan was to drive up to the trailhead. We go as far as we can, and if it gets a little too risky, then we just leave it there and then come back later. Hunt first and then come back later and shovel it out. So this is my trick for the day. For the snow, hiking in the snow, and it actually works really well. So I have on one sock, and then I put on this trash bag, the kind that's really soft, and then I put a longer sock on and roll up that trash bag all the way up to under my knees and just sort of tie it and pull my pants over it and then go hike in the snow. So my boots are not necessarily waterproof. They are sort of waterproof, but if I'm hiking in water or snow all day long, they're going to get wet. And the worst thing is when your feet are cold and wet. And you could change out your socks, but it's going to be cold and wet again. This case is going to be dry and cold, and that's a different thing. So I will let you know later how this worked out. Oh my God. Maybe you should go first.
Yeah.
Go.
Someone else is here, but not me.
Okay, so that's easier for me.
These might be animals, though.
It's two of them. Looks like. Or something. Those are some big steps. And these are smaller. So this is a deer for sure. And we were gonna go up this way anyways. So this is perfect. I think he was going up. I think that's his back leg going like this. This was so awesome. We saw deer trails everywhere, crisscrossing. It was so cool. We didn't know, you couldn't tell if it was a buck or a doe because the snow was really deep. I mean, I was at times hiking up to my knees and you couldn't see an actual footprint, but you could tell how skinny they were, that they were deer, and made it up to the area where my trail cam is. I actually brought a tarp to sit on because I didn't feel like sitting in the snow or standing all day. So hid behind a huge rock, and then I walked up to a tree. I just walked behind it and stood there for a long time and just kept looking and waiting. And the good thing about the snow is that it's white, so the deer will stand out so much more as if they were standing in front of the brown ground. So this would have been really cool if there were any deer around. Didn't see anything, just kept looking at the tracks, and they were these promises that we were hoping that they would be fulfilled. Okay, here's the trail. Let's follow this. Looks more fresh than this one. I think I'm gonna go this way. And then when I come back, follow this one, and that's the way back to the truck anyways. I don't even know, could this be humans? I can't even tell. It might have been deer, and then it got snowed over. It can't be a human. I mean, such a huge distance between the steps. I mean, if a buck is or a deer is running, then yeah, but I don't even know what that is. My trash bag trick really does work. My legs and my feet are dry. The water cannot possibly get through the trash bag. So my feet feel cold, but not freezing cold when they're wet. And my feet are quite comfortable. So this is a good thing to keep in mind. I was out there all day long, sitting and walking, and deer tracks were everywhere, and I did not see any deer. And by the way, hiking in the snow is really interesting. It's easier and it's harder. When you fall, at least you don't get hurt, but it's just a little bit harder because there's more resistance. But this was a lot of fun, even though I didn't see any deer. Everybody is telling me that the deer have migrated, meaning all of them or almost all of them. And honestly, at first, I dismissed it because I just didn't think all the deer that we have in the area would migrate in 24 hours. And we have a foot of snow here. Higher up, we probably have 3 feet, 5 feet. But it's already melting. This is now Thursday. This is the second day the snow is melting, and it's going to be 50 degrees up here. So I thought the deer would be triggered to start migrating down, but I didn't think they would be in such a rush to all come down in 24 hours. But then I had some friends messaging me and telling me that, yes, they are at lower elevation already. And I totally trust these friends. I know that they're not gonna tell me stuff that's not true. So I decided that I'm going to go home, and either tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday, or both of the days, I'll just drive down to the lower elevation migration trail. So these migration trails up here, I haven't thought about going up there because one of them, the best one, is really not accessible. I would have to hike up half of it. And I already had my trail cams here and I had $3 on it. There were a total of $7 taken out of this area that I know of. So I wanted to focus on here, and I think that was a good choice. I mean, you gotta focus on one area at a time. You can be everywhere. And I stuck it out as long as I could. I'm a little bit bummed out because I thought the snow would increase my chances of getting a deer, but at the same time, I'm still excited about this. I mean, I have never hunted in snow like this. This is crazy. This was actually really cool. I hugged my butt off yesterday. I'm so sore. My butt and my legs are kind of sore, and it was really good. And seeing all those deer tracks, that was really cool. Now, I have no way of knowing if they were just does or they were bucks. They probably were bucks because I would think the does and the kids come down first, but whatever. It is what it is. That's how hunting is. A couple of days later, I drove out to lower elevation. This is about 3,000 to 4,000 feet high. And I went to the migration trail. I found the trail, I followed it. I sat above it, looking down on the trail, crossing a small creek, coming back around. I could actually see the footprints and everything. And I didn't see any deer. So I do not know what is going on. A lot of hunters are saying the same things. They are out there at lower elevation and the deer just sort of scattered. So all we can do is just keep going. This right now is actually the last weekend as this video is being uploaded. It's the last weekend of deer season. So I'm going to head out to about 3,000 feet location, and that's where the migration trail sort of ends. It's one of their wintering ranges, and all I can do is just search and seek, and hopefully I will find them. So this is it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.